Okay, we'll start the session now, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll
Yes,
start
sir.
the session. In the last class, we started with dictionaries. Dictionaries are nothing but the collections where you are accessing the elements or searching for the elements using the lookup tab, which is also called as the key, right? So whereas in the case of the list, we are using the index to access their entries in the in the list based on their positions, right? That is what the difference between the dictionaries and the list. Whereas dictionaries will search for an element based on their keys, right? So this is how you can compare the list as well as the dictionaries. When dictionaries, we are like in the list, we are appending the elements, or you are just accessing the elements based on their index or the positions. But whereas in case of the dictionaries, we are accessing the elements based on their position. So sorry, lookup table tag, or also called as the keys, right? In this case, we have the age, course, they are called as the keys are also called as the lookup tags. So, okay, this is one example of the dictionaries, or the dictionary constant literals. So what we call it as, we have the dictionary constant literals, chuck 1, fried 42, and jan 100. They are called as the dictionary literals, are also called as the constants, right? You make use of these constants, and you can print it, right? When you print the dictionary, so it will print it as jan 100, chuck 1, and fried 40, right? So that is what. And here we have the empty dictionary, right? Nothing is there within the dictionary, that's why it will print an empty dictionary. And so this is how you can, if the multiple occurrence of the same thing happens, then you are just inserting it only one times. Same thing here as well, right? Uh, there, if the key is not present in the list or in the dictionary, so it will generate an error message stating that uh, there is no lookup tag or what you have entered it. And to know whether the lookup tag is present in the dictionary or not, what you do is that you just use the name of the lookup tag followed by the keyword code as a in and followed by the name of the dictionary. So to know whether the particular lookup tag is present in the dictionary. If the lookup tag is present in the dictionary, it will print a true value, else it returns a false value. So like this, you can check uh, whether you have a new name in the NP. If the new name is there, it is going to create a lookup tag and a corresponding value. But if the name is already present in the dictionary, so it will just increment the existing value of uh, the lookup tag. So that is what the things we have seen, and this is how you can check it. If the new name is present or new name is being entered, then we'll just make sure that that count has been initialized to 0. Then when it has been occurred, so we're just going to increment it by 1. So that is what the things, and here we are just counting the number of words present in the list or in the input line. How many words you have and occurrence of each word you have in the list, that is in the line. So that is what you're doing, is that you are splitting the entire input into or entire input line into multiple words, and each word will be inserted into the dictionary, right? And if the word is already present in the dictionary, we're just incrementing the value. Otherwise, if the dictionary doesn't contains the new uh, the lookup tag, then what you do is that you're just initializing or you're just inserting a new dictionary lookup tag and with the value called as a 1. That is what we have seen it. This is an example that is counting the words. So what you have done is that you have entered a line, and this is the words, or the after splitting you got it, right? These are the words what you have got it, and this is my dictionary. This is the dictionary which contains each word as a lookup tag, and the number of occurrence of each word in the input line, right? And has occurred 3 times, on has occurred 1, and so on. The has occurred 7 times, and like this, it will count the number of occurrence of each word. So let us look at the definite loops, how you can use the definite loops with the dictionary. Unlike like your list, the definite loops can also be used with the dictionaries as well, right? So you can use the definite loops with the list, as well as you can also use the definite loops like the for loop with the dictionaries as well. Look at this. Even though dictionaries are not stored in order, they are not stored in order actually, we can write a for loop that goes us through all the entries in a dictionary, right? It goes from the first element in the dictionary, and it will go up all the way to the end of the dictionary, and actually it goes through all of the keys in the dictionary and looks up the values, right? What it will do is that it will begin from the first lookup value, or sorry, it will start from the first lookup tag, and it will go up to the last lookup tag, and it will also print the corresponding value. It also prints the corresponding value. That is what you call it as the the definite loops. And here is one example of the definite loop. We have a dictionary. Counts is equal to check 1, Fred, right? And the John, right? These are the keys what we have it. Check, Fred and John. So Fred, check is having a value 1, and Fred is having a value 42, and John is having a value 100. All right. So what you do is that you're just using the definite loops, right? The definite loops for key in counts, right? For key in counts. What I am doing is that for every key in the dictionary, so what I am doing is that I am printing the key along with the value associated with that key, right? So I am reading the first key, that is a check. So check will be printed and its corresponding value. And look at the output here, they are in a sorted list, right? Jan, see, sorry, they are being like, sorry, not sorted list, but they are being displayed randomly, right? So Jan 100, it has been displayed, and check 1 and Fred 1, Fred 42, right? For each lookup tag, the corresponding value will be get printed on the terminal. In this way, you can make use of the definite loops right? Definite loops uh, to print the contents of the dictionary. So what is that contents? It contains the lookup tag as well as it contains the value associated with each and every lookup tag. So we are going to print both the values, right? What is that value? So in this case, Jan 100 and Chuck 1 and Fred 42 as well. So this is how we can make use of the definite loops to work on the dictionaries, right? What it will do is that even though the elements are not assigned or the dictionaries are not stored in the order, what you are doing is that you are going from loop that goes through all the entries in a dictionary. That is, it starts from the first element in the dictionary and it will go up to the last element in the dictionary. So like this, it will print all uh, the elements with their lookup tag and the corresponding value. So how to retrieve list of keys as well as the uh, values, right? You can separately list or you can retrieve separately the keys as well as the values. You can get a list of keys, values and the items both from a dictionary. So not only you can get the keys, but also you can get the values as well, or you can get both, that is the keys as well as the values. You can get both of them as well from a dictionary. So let us look at this. The first one, jj, which is having which is nothing but a dictionary, which is nothing but a dictionary, right? So what you do is that if you want to retrieve the list from this dictionary, if you want to retrieve this, uh, list from this dictionary, which is nothing but the lookup tag, so it will list out all the uh, tags, right? Lookup tags from the dictionary. So in this case, I have three keys, right? So Chuck, Fred, as well as the Jan, and those will be listed as a list, right? Those will be listed, sorry, displayed as a list. What is that? John, Chuck, as well as the Fred. Jan, Chuck, as well as the Fred. This is how you can print or you can extract a list of keys as well, keys, right? So look at the how to retrieve the values corresponding keys from the count. In another method, we can retrieve only the keys from the dictionary. So how to do that? Print jj, that is the dictionary name, followed by dot keys. So it will print. So the dictionary name is triple j dot keys, right? So it will display all the key of a given dictionary. So what is that how many keys you have? You have three keys: John, Chuck, as well as the Fred, and these three key will be displayed, right, with the dictionary keyword called as the dictionary keys. And to display the values, all the values in a dictionary, right, what you do is that you're just using triple g dot values, right? So here it will display only the values. It will display only the values. What is that values? 100, 1 and 42, right? So they are displayed in random, right? And followed by, if you want to display both, if you want to display both, that is value as well as the keys, then you can do that using something called as the items, which is a library function. So you can use that. That is the name of the dictionary, the name of the dictionary dot items, it is dot items. So what it will do, it will display both, that is, it will display the key as well as its associated value. Okay, here as well, Chuck and 1 and Fred and 42. So it will display in keyword, that is a dictionary underscore items, and it will display it on the terminal. So, okay, so this is how you can display only the key of a dictionary, or you can display only the values of the dictionary, or you can display both, that is items. So both, that is a key as well as the key as well as its associated values. You can display both of them. To display only the keys, you are using a library function called as the keys, and to display only the values, you are using it as a what you call it as values. And to display only the items or both keys as well as value, you can use the items. You can use the items. This is how you can make use of the the library function to retrieve only the keys or only the values or both, that is the keys as well as the values. So bonus, two iteration variables, right? You can use the two iteration variables in your applications, right? So what you're doing is that if you want to retrieve both key as well as the values, so you can use the two iteration variables. We loop through the key value page in a dictionary using two iteration variables. Instead, in the last example what you have seen, we have used only one iteration variable, right? We used only one iteration variable which will print only the key, now we are using two iteration variables. We are using two iteration variables. Each iteration, the first variable is the key and the second variable is the corresponding value for the key, right? What you do is that for each iteration, the first variable is the key, right? The first variable will always carry the value key or the lookup tag, and the second variable is corresponding value for the key. It contains the corresponding value for the key. Let us look at one example here. We have something called as a dictionary, that is a JJJ, which is equal to check 1, Fred 42, and Jan 100. So what I'm doing is that I'm reading both of them, that is the key as well as the items. Sorry, key as well as the value. So here the first iteration variable triple A corresponds to the key, right? And the triple B corresponds to the value of that key, right? So what I'm doing, so we are using the function, right? Library function items, which will in the last example we have seen it, items, which is going to display the value, or it is going to take key as well as the value. So what you do is that you are just reading the items, right? For triple A dot triple B in the items, both in the key as well as the value. What you are doing is that you are just printing both of them. That is a triple A and triple A. Triple A is nothing but the keys, right? Triple B is nothing but the values. Triple B is nothing but the values. It is going to print both of them. This is one advantage of the uh, two iteration variables, right? One iteration variable contains the lookup tag, and the second iteration variable contains actually the values. It basically contains the values, right? This is how you can make use of the existing, the multiple or the two iteration variables, so that you can traverse it through the dictionary, right? One after the other, and your output looks something like this, right? Triple A, triple B. So Jan, for A it is Jan, and 100 is B, and Chuck, it is nothing but key A, and B contains 1, and for the third iteration triple A contains right, and triple B contains 42. This is how you can make use of the two iteration variables. Okay, this is one advantage. So let us look at some of the examples with respect to uh, dictionaries, how to create the dictionary and how to mix the dictionaries with the other values, right? Look at the example here. First, what I am doing is that I am creating a single values here, or the dictionary. So what is the dictionary? So I have three values, that is 1 comma, so 1 colon gigs, and 2 comma 4 3 gigs, right? So one is containing the gigs, right? No issues. The dictionary through is the use of integer keys, 1 1 gigs, and 2 4 and 3 gigs, right? We are having these three. And uh, how to create a mixed dictionary key with the dictionary mixed keys, right? So here all the keys are integer type, right? One, two, three, they all of integer types. So I want to create a dictionary with the mixed keys, right? So it must be a combination of string and the uh, string as well as the integers, right? So what you do is that, so dictionary is equal to name. Dictionary is equal to name, right? and its value is gigs. Now the name of the what you call it as the lookup tag is an string. It's a string, right? And the second value, it is one. So the second element is one, and its value is 1 2 3 4, right? It's a list, right? Now one is an integer key, whereas name is an string key, right? It is a mixed key what you have, string as well as the integer key what you have it. That is strings as dictionary with the use of mixed key. So I have to display it. So in the first case, we have only integer keys. We have only the integer keys, and in the second example, we have both, that is string as well as a integers, right? You can combine or you can have a mixed uh, keys as well. So output looks something like this, right? What is that? In the first case, in the first case, 1 gigs, 2 4 and 3 gigs, so that we are displaying it correctly. But in the second case, you look at this, we have a mixed key, right? We have mixed key. So what you're doing is that in the first case, one colon a list will be displayed. This is one pair of key and the value, and this one is the second one, second pair of key and the value, second pair of key and the value. So now like this, you can combine any keys, integer with the string or string with integer or string and string in the integer and the integer. You can do that. So that is how you can create a dictionary of mixed keys. That is one example. And the second example, how to create dictionaries with the each pairs, right? So look at the example here. So we are creating an empty dictionary, right? When you create an empty dictionary, nothing will be there within the dictionary, right? Nothing is there within the dictionary. So now what you do is that I'll insert a dictionary, right? So what you do is that you are using the literals, right? We are using the literals, right? 1 colon gigs, 2 comma, sorry, colon 4 and 3 colon gigs it is. And a dictionary has been created using a method called as a dictionary method, using a dictionary method. So now the dictionary with the use of the dictionary function, so that is going to be displayed in the terminal. And you can create a pair of using a pair of key and the value, that you can do it as well. So use this things function called as a dictionary again, use the dictionary function as well, and we are using a pair here, that is a 1 comma gigs and 2 comma 4. Look at the difference between these two. That is, in the first case, we have 1 colon gigs, we have used 1 colon, it's a pair, we are using it, we are using a pair, right? Okay, but with the same dictionary function, but here these are treated as the arguments, right? 1 comma gigs comma 2 comma 4 it is, right? And dictionary with each item as a pair, we are treating them as a pair, right? Value and the key pair, or the key and the value pair. So that is how we can create an dictionary by using different methods. The first method is that you can create an empty dictionary, then you use the dictionary method as to insert elements into the dictionary. And second one is that you can use the dictionary for method, but with the pair, right? Item as a pair, right? That is a key and the value pair that will be get inserted into the dictionary. So finally you can print the value on the terminal. Now we look at the difference of this, right? So in the first case, empty dictionary we have created it. We have created an empty dictionary, right? And I have printed it. Empty dictionary will be printed something like with a pair of curly braces, a pair of curly braces, and using the dictionary method. So what you do is that, so we have created the dictionary using the dictionary method, that is 1 colon gigs, 2 4 colon 4 and 3 colon gigs. That is what we have done it. That is 1 colon gig, 2 colon 4 and 3 colon gigs as well. Dictionary with each item as a pair, right? A pair in the sense 1 comma gigs is considered as one pair, and 2 comma 4 is considered as the second pair as well. So now you can check it out, right? The output looks something as 1 colon gigs and 2 colon 4. So but how you inserted it, how you inserted it So you have inserted it as 1 comma gigs, but the output appeared as a 1 colon gigs it is. Similarly for 2 comma 4 we have inserted it, and what I have done is that, so the output appears that 2 colon 4, right? Even though you have entered in this way, so it doesn't matter, the output appears something like this, 1 colon gigs and 2 colon 4 it is. So this is how we can create an empty list and insert dictionary elements into the list, or into the, what you call it as mm, the dictionary. So the next one, we'll talk about nested dictionary. Nested dictionary in the sense a dictionary within another dictionary, right? We can create a nested dictionary, something like creating an ordinary dictionary as well, right? So look at the example here, the best example here. So creating a nested dictionary as shown in the below image, right? This is how you can create a nested dictionary as well. So what is that? Dictionary is equal to 1 colon gigs 2 colon 4. This is actually, it is a key value pair, no issues. It is a key value pair. And look at the first third key value pair. The key is 3, but the value is a dictionary by itself. The value is a dictionary by itself, right? A colon welcome, B colon 2, and C colon gigs, right? A colon welcome, B colon 2, and C colon gigs, right? In this case, in this key value pair, in this key value pair, 3 is the key, no issues, and whereas the value itself is a dictionary, right, which contains 3 elements or the 3 items in it: A colon welcome, B colon 2, and C colon gigs it is. Now we look at the output, how it appears, right? So 1 colon gigs and 2 colon 4 and 3 colon a dictionary itself, a dictionary itself. So this is how we can create a nested dictionary, right? A dictionary within another dictionary, we can create it, right? Again, the nested dictionary also contains a key and value pair. It basically contains key and value pair. Then what you are using it, right? This is how you can create a nested dictionary. So look at the example here, how to update the value and how to insert the values into a nested key. So first one, you're creating an empty dictionary, right? You're creating an empty dictionary, right? And how to add elements into the list or into the dictionary. That is, dictionary of 0 is equal to 0 gigs, dictionary of 2 is equal to 4, and dictionary of 3 is equal to 1, right? Gigs for 1, right? Right? We are adding elements one after another, right? Gigs for 1. Dictionary after adding 3 elements to it. And adding set values to a single value, right? Value set is equal to 2, 3, and 4. Dictionary after adding 3 elements, right? So these are nothing but the keys. Gigs for 1 is the keys, and its value set is 2, 3, 4, right? Gigs is 2, and 4 is 3, and 1 is 4 it is. 1 is 4. Dictionary after adding 3 elements. And if you want to update the existing values, you can do that. Key values, dictionary of 2 is equal to welcome, right? Instead of 4, you can make it as welcome. That is updated key value. That is instead of 2, sorry, instead of 4, you can update it to welcome, right? And also you can insert an nested key as well. You can have a nested key as well. All right. So that is dictionary of 5 is equal to nested colon 1 comma 1 colon life and 2 colon gigs, right? So you have added a nested key into the list. So like, let us look at how your item appears to be, right? So empty dictionary, it contains nothing. So that is exactly what you have. The dictionary doesn't contain, and the dictionary after adding 3 elements: 0 gigs and 2 4 and 3 1, right? 0 0 is the key, 2 is the key, sorry, and the 3 is the key, and 0 key 0 is having a value gigs, and 2 is having a value 4, and 3 is having a value 1. So that is what the things, that is 0 gigs and 2 4 and 3 1 it is. We have added it. And dictionary, after adding 3 more elements into it, so that is we are adding a value set. Value set is equal to 234. We are having a value set with the value code as a 234, and your output appears like this: 0 x and 2 4 and 3 1, and the and what is that? Value set is equal to 234. Value set is equal to 234. Now come back to the things, that is updating existing key values. Dictionary of 2, earlier it was for, right? It was being changed to welcome. Updated key values. Updated key values: 0 is gigs, 2 is welcome instead of 4, and 3 is 1, and value set is equal to 234. There is no change in these three values. Only there is a change in 2, the key with the value called as the welcome. And if you want to add a nested key, you can do that. So what you have done is that you have added a nested with the key called as the 5. So what is that 5? It contains a nested value called as the, sorry, nested dictionary called as nested colon 1 comma, sorry, 1 colon life life and 2 colon gigs it is. So and your output looks something like 1 colon, sorry, 5 colon this one, that is nested, which in turn contains another dictionary, which in turn contains another dictionary. 5 is a key which contains a dictionary by itself, which contains a dictionary by itself, and that dictionary contains one key, that is a nested, which in turn contains, a, a dictionary by itself, right? 1 colon life and 2 colon gigs it is, right? And the value set it is as it is. It looks as it is, right? Value set colon 2 3 and 4. So this is how you can use the things here. You can use the dictionaries and you can update it accordingly. And the next one, it is how to delete an element using the pop items, right? How to make use of the pop item to remove the elements from the dictionary. So look at the example here. Dictionary is equal to dictionary is equal to 1 colon gigs, right? And names colon, so names colon 4 and 3 colon gigs it is, right? That is how you have 3 items, right? Or 3 elements in the dictionary. The deleting an arbitrary key using pop item function, you are deleting the what you call it as deleting the arbitrary key from the dictionary, right? When you do that one, it will delete an arbitrary element, right? Or arbitrary key along with its value, right? So what is that? So pop element is equal to dictionary dot pop item, right? One element will be deleted from the dictionary, don't know which item it is. That's why they have mentioned it as the arbitrary key. So we don't know which key will be get removed. So we are removing one key from the dictionary. So once it is done, what you have? Dictionary after deletion, right? Dictionary after deletion, that is a string of deletion it is. And the arbitrary pair returned is, so what is the value that is get actually returned by the or deleted by the pop item? Which pair, that is arbitrary pair, that is a key and the value pair that has been actually deleted, right? That is called as the arbitrary pair return is, so that is string pop element. So now we look at this, the dictionary after deletion. So earlier it was 1 colon gigs, is it right? The name colon 4 and 3 colon gigs it is. This is the 3 values what you have, or the 3 elements within the dictionary, right? And after deletion, 3 colon gigs and name colon 4, right? 3 colon gigs and name colon 4. So the actual pair that has been deleted is 1 colon gigs it is. That is the arbitrary way the returned is, or actually deleted is 1 colon gigs it is, right? This is how we can delete an element or a key and value pair by using the pop item, right? Pop actually removes an arbitrary key and value pair from the dictionary, which we don't know which element will be deleted, but one item will be deleted from the dictionary, and it returns the key value pair, and uh, that actually get deleted from the dictionary. That is how you can use the things. That is a dictionary after deletion. It has only two items. So initially it was three, and after deletion it has only two, and one item has been deleted. That item we call it as a 1 comma gig cities. And the next one, it is clearing the dictionary, right? So what is that clearing the dictionary? We have talked about clearing, right? Can anyone tell me what is the difference between clearing and deleting? Mustak, 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 Ulgesh, 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 can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sushma, Sushma K, Sushma K, are you there? Sushma K, what is the difference between deletion and clearing? Sushma K,
Yes, sir.
what is the difference between deletion and clearing? What's the difference? Can you hear me? Hello,
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Pallavi, Pallavi, Pallavi.
Yes, sir.
So what is the difference between deleting and clearing, either with respect to list or with respect to dictionary? What's the difference between these two?
The deleting means we have to um, delete the things which we want,
Hmm.
and clearing is just select the
Particular
particular particular thing and just remove that
revert back.
only. Sir,
Ashwini, what is the difference between deleting and clearing? So we have talked in list as well as we have come out with we have discussed it in list, right? So what is the difference between deletion and clearing?
Deletion means we can delete the one value or two values within the list.
Oh,
List. Clearing means we can clear whole the list,
then what
all
happens?
values.
All the Even after clearing the list is or list is still there, but it is an empty list, right? But as far as the deletion of the list is considered, so we are physically removing it. There is no existence of the list at all, right? It is completely removed from the memory. But whereas in case of the clear, so we'll have the list still there, all right? It is physically existing, but it is an empty list. The same thing apply with the dictionary as well. So what happens in the dictionary, creating a dictionary, what you do is that you are just having a three elements here. One, gigs, name for, and three gigs, right? So once we clear it, the dictionary is still there. Dictionary is still there, but the elements of the dictionary has been deleted, right? So what you have an empty dictionary. You have an empty dictionary. But if you use the same thing with the delete, so right after deleting, if you try to print the dictionary, so you will get an error message stating the dictionary doesn't exist, right? Deleting an entire dictionary, that is deleting the entire dictionary. So that is two braces, means that it's an empty dictionary what you have it, right? So let us look at and execute it. What is the outcome of the things? I have shared the things here, right? What you have is that we have the file here, creating a dictionary. Dictionary equal to one colon gigs, name colon, and for the three colon the gigs and all the things. And once you declare it, and if you try to run it, right? So it is not yet been saved, right? So what you'll do is that new, right? What you'll get it, you'll get it and get a word, an empty list or an empty dictionary, right? You'll get an empty dictionary. But if you try to use the same thing with a delete, right? So let us see what happens here. Is there any, so I might have used the wrong thing here. Uh, Delete or, so just wait. Yeah, sorry. Uh, I think delete followed by dictionary. So let us check it. So what the outcome of this one? Dictionary is not defined, right? Clearly. there's something wrong here, right? I'll get back to you. But the thing is that once you delete it, delete it, the whole content, the dictionary itself is not available, right? So uh, that will be physically removed from the memory itself. That is a major difference between that is a major difference between what the clearing as well as the deletions, right? So this is how you can use the things. The same thing can be used with the dictionary as well, right? What happens here? So you are having the clear here, clear. Then once you clear it, so there is still a dictionary with an empty collections or empty list it is, right? Deleting an entire dictionary. So right, so this is how you can clear the contents of the dictionary. And this first the previous one we have seen deleting a arbitrary key from the dictionary, and all the examples we have seen it, that is how to make use of the nested dictionary and all the things, right? So that is how the your dictionary in the Python works, right? So in the last two sessions we had discussed about what do you mean by a collection, and the difference between list and the dictionaries, right? And the dictionary constants as well, right? And so how to make use of the dictionary literals, right? Actually the most common word, that example we have seen, to get the to count the number of words in the list in the dictionary, and how to get the value, and how to initialize each value here, and hashing in the lack of order, right? So there is no ordering in case of the dictionaries. And how to use the loops, definite loops within the dictionary. And this is how you tuples we'll go back to that one. The tuples we'll study it later. And sorting the dictionary also we will look at that. So these are the things which were discussed in the last two sessions, right? And the next one, in the next class we'll talk about tuples, right? So that is for the today's class. In the next class we'll start with the tuples, right? Do you have any questions? Yes?
No, sir.
No? Okay,
No, sir.
we'll end it for the today, and we'll meet it tomorrow again, right? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Bye.